check those out. Pass them around. Oh, sorry. And then this is the robot we're working on this year. So, oh, yeah. All right.
And you built that?
Yeah, this is our team of 6 girls. 2 of them are programmers, so we have 4 builders this year. 4 of us are returning. We have 2 new members, and I'm a returning member from last year. And so I'll talk about the design of our robot. So the chassis here, our wheels, these are called omni wheels. And so they're omnidirectional, which means they can roll both this way, and then they've got these little wheels that allow the robot to drive in any direction we want. So it can go forward, back, left, right, and then spin in a circle. So that's one of the coolest chassis, I think, that we have, or that's been designed. And then for our end game, there's supposed to be a hole in the middle here. And during the last 30 seconds of the round, we can drive up on the ramp and then try and lift our robot up off the ground for 50 bonus points, which would be amazing if we could get that. So the design we came up with was, we were thinking of, when we were brainstorming, we were thinking of how airplane wheels, their landing gear retract up rather than like lifting like a pull-up, because if you think, pull-ups are pretty tough to do. So we were thinking if you're hanging, then pick the feet up, it'd be a lot easier and less work to do for the robot. So for this, we came up with, we have this center box, and on the side here, there are these linear slides with the motors hooked up. So during the round, what we'll have do, and then just a small thing is, the robot has to fit inside an 18-inch cube, so that's why everything's kind of folded up and tight. So the beginning of the round, we'll have our arm flip up, and then these will click into place. And that'll give us the arms to hook on the bar. And then once we drive up on the ramp and we're hanging onto it, we're going to lift these wheels up onto the chassis. So this whole metal part moves and the box will just stay in one place while it's hanging. Because we don't have to get a certain height, so we're just going to be able to pick our wheels up off the ground. So I'm going to try and get this driving so you can see it. It's a little glitchy right now because we're in the early process, but there you can see how the wheels work. Right now, with our programming, we're early on with it, so we can only spin in a circle. But we're getting there.
And when does it have to be ready to go?
The 14th. So we're probably gonna do we're probably gonna do some late nights to try and get it all done.
So do you have to be able to pick up the box?
Yeah, and that's what this arm is for. I think we're actually gonna kind of scrap this idea because it's not working too well. We were prototyping it, so we're gonna try and do more of a bucket idea. But right now the idea was that it would come up to a block and then this little conveyor belt would turn and it'd pick it up in there. And then we'd drive over to the basket and then reverse the direction and it'd shoot it out. So after regionals, there's a state competition, and that's usually in Bozeman. And then after state, this year they're doing something called super regional, and that is where the winning state teams go down to, I think it's going to be in California. And then that's kind of another opportunity for more people to go to Worlds, which is in St. Louis. And that's just everyone from everywhere, and there's so many robots, and it's just a grand time to do. So that's our goal for this year, is to go to Worlds, which we're hoping to get to. So, thank you. I think we're going to talk about digital.
Yeah, we have one more class that we're going to talk about. If you want to follow us back in here, we got some, A papers for you.